Hey, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha, the God. Yo, okay. I know yesterday I cooked y'all a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I know I rustled a few feathers um, with the bad about Tower of God. But today, ladies and gentlemen, yes, today I've come not as a villain that you needed, but as the hero that you always wanted. The good, the great, and the beautiful about Tower of God. God damn it, I love Tower of God. First of all, let's talk about the goddamn world. The tower itself is gorgeous. The intricacy, the variety. It's colossal, it's unique. It's a different type of world. It's like Narnia on steroids, bro, but just and way darker and way more intense and way more creative. You know what I'm saying? The idea of like the tower being able to grant infinity. You know what I'm saying? Being able to grant anything. But you have to reach the top. And the fact that you have this wonderful, mysterious character of Jihad at the top of the mountain. And then you have the administrators in each floor. It is so fucking interesting, man. So interesting. The unordered the wait irregulars. I was gonna say unordered, but I was like, isn't that a different webtoon? The irregulars. You know what I'm saying? That's such an interesting concept. You know what I'm saying? Wangnan! Yes! Wangnan himself deserves appraisal just for existing because he is one awesome ass individual with an awesome ass backstory, with awesome ass narrative, with awesome ass potential. You know what I'm saying? Wangnan. We love Wangnan. Ryan. We love Ryan. Anak. And her backstory, phenomenal. Just the character building for her and somebody like Ryan and Conor Guerrero and somebody like even in Dorsey has a pretty solid. Minus her fall in love with Bam, which I don't like. All the other aspects of her is pretty fucking interesting. Yuri minus her obsession with Bam, which makes sense considering who she works with, Mazino. I think she's a phenomenal character. I love Yuri. Yuri Jahad is one of my favorite characters. Mazino himself, big boss. We fuck with Mazino heavy. You know what I'm saying? He's a cool ass individual. Boss. Come on. Shibosi. Shibosi, man. Come on. We love Shibosi. Phenomenal character. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely forgetting some. I can't say his name. The guy with the sword. God damn it. Hats, I think it's Hats. Love both of them. Phenomenal. Karaka. So characters. Let me just hit characters because I'd be naming hella characters here for days. Otherwise, the characters are fucking amazing. Caliban. All hail Caliban, man. We fuck with Caliban. There was just so many phenomenal characters that way outweigh the badish characters. There's no really bad characters. It's just characters I don't like and those characters I fuck with. I think the good characters far away any of the characters I don't like. I like so many of the characters. I like so much of the cast, which is so hard to do when you have such a big, massive cast of characters. Normally, you find it hard to care about anybody, but I care about 90% of the cast. I care about so many of the characters, and that's a phenomenal job in writing. You know what I'm saying? So the writing, for the most part, despite some parts and arcs that I don't fuck with, is phenomenal. It's top tier, top tier. You know what I'm saying? I love the ideas of the powers themselves. I know I have a problem with the scaling of the powers, but the powers themselves and the types of powers and how a lot of it is related to fishing and how a lot of the towers related to fishing puns and synonyms and all type of shit. I really fuck with that. It's a very strong concept. You know what I'm saying? I really fuck with that concept. The story overall is also really powerful. You got this kid that's chasing this girl that, you know what I'm saying, doesn't seems to have been using him this whole time, or there's some backstory there that we don't understand. Phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't like the fact that he's the chosen one by his parents. I'm okay with the chosen one concept. I hate that it's his own mother that writes the thing. It's kind of weird, but minus that part of it, I think the great or the good far outweighs the bad. You know what I'm saying? It may seem like sometimes I complain about it a lot, but that's just out of love. I think the good far, far, far outweighs the bad. One sec, my dad. And that's what makes it one of my favorite things to read. I definitely look forward to reading it every goddamn time. Rachel, let's talk about Rachel. I really love the concept of Rachel. I think she's a very unique character in webtoon. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say manga because there's so many fucking goddamn mangas. I'm sure there's somebody out there similar enough to Rachel. You know what I'm saying? But she's a very unique character, at least in popular webtoon slash mangas, in pop culture, I would say, right? Because I think Tower of God is definitely reaching I think right now it's still underground, but it's reaching the prefaces. You know what I'm saying? It's reaching the surface of pop culture, and when it does, I think it will be definitely. And I say when because I think it goddamn will. You know what I'm saying? When it does, I think it's going to really allow people to see just such a unique character of Rachel is. Yes, a lot of people hate her, which is fine. I personally like her. Um, it shows like she's a weak antagonist and Bam is an overpowered protagonist. And I love that duology because it creates an intriguing story. It almost makes me feel like Jahad isn't the big bad villain, but it's gonna be Rachel. You know what I'm saying? Like Jahad is gonna be stopped, or maybe they're gonna team up, or something is gonna happen. I hope it's something interesting happens. You know what I'm saying? I find Jahad very intriguing, and I hope that the story makes him and keeps him really intriguing. The fact that his younger self helps Bam to go, you know, spark the older version of him is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, I used to be so adventurous. I'm kind of annoyed that I grew up to just settle for the 134th floor. Like, why would I do? You know what I'm saying? He's an adventurous guy. He should have kept going up the tower until he reached the fucking top. Instead, he decided to make a deal and become the king of the tower. And which gave him powers to make rules within the towers and do various things that nobody else can do. And that's what makes his character so fucking interesting. But the fact that you have Rachel, who is the antagonist, I think the main antagonist, considering most of the story is about her, and Jahad is only becoming something that Bam cares about because of how he's twerping his friends rather than he cared about him before. He just cared about getting Rachel, and now Rachel is the antithesis working with Jahad. So that's kind of the enemy. That whole relationship is super intriguing. You know what I'm saying? That whole relationship is so intriguing. I really fuck with that shit. I'm interested to see what happens with Rachel and what happens with Jahad and everything. Especially Rachel, since she got these gifts from one of the ten families. You know what I'm saying? And if she got one of those gifts, bro, then that's looking like it's gonna be crazy. It's looking like it's gonna be interesting. I definitely want Bam to struggle more in fights rather than just keep surprising people. He hit somebody. Oh, I'm so surprised. Like I really hate that. But I really want him to face battles where I don't mind him winning, but he has to come out of that shit half dead or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's when the story for me would really, you know what I'm saying? But I still really fuck with it. I love so much about the story. Again, mainly the characters. The I think the tower itself is a character, to be honest. The world building, the different types of abilities and powers that we're introduced to. It's such a creative field universe that the author created. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the author, man. Big round of applause. You did a madness on this shit. You did a madness. A madness, fam. Is this your life legacy? It's a madness, man. I really, I applaud you. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing my own world and universe. I know exactly how hard that bitch is, bro. So, props to you for creating one of the best ones. You know what I'm saying? What else do I like? I the I like the different factions, right? The Jihad faction, I like Fog, and I like Mazino's crew. I like that, and then you have the 10 families, and then you have the kind of like runaway 10 families and members, and then you have Jihad. You know what I'm saying? I know Jihad goes with the 10 families, but I kind of separate them because it feels like they don't fully. A lot of them don't fully agree with him, but it's like he's the most OP, and they know that some that do agree with them, which is the Airy family, the strongest one, just is just too much sauce. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, hey, this nigga, like Dodaro defeated White at his OP levels, bro. Come on. So you already know that that power level is just different. You know what I'm saying? I'm really as much as I want to know about those legendary people like the red haired irregular that killed an administrator, the first person to kill an administrator. It seems we don't know if Jihad has done that before. You know what I'm saying? Maybe on his own floor, he is the administrator. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know. That's the intriguing part of it. And it's like the power scaling, the regulars seem to be super OP, but then what about these legends like people from Rax family that seem to have disappeared over time? Like how OP are they? How amazing are they? Does the fact that the webtoon gives us so many wonderful questions, so many interesting questions, and like what's the relationship between Jihad, Karaka, and Wangnan? Why is Karaka pretty strong, Jihad super OP, and Wangnan super weak? You know what I'm saying? And yet all three seem to have that ring. Like it's such an interesting concept, right? I'm just super intrigued by everything about the world, and I just can't wait to discover more. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think, man? I think I have some more good things to talk about, but like the more individualistic things where I can just hone in and focus and just talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I also have more bad things, unfortunately. So I don't know if I'll do a part two in either one of these, but hey, see, I fuck with the show too. It's been your boy Supremacy to God, and if you fuck with the gang, you gotta do. You press that like button. You leave a comment. If you don't fuck with the gang, it's cool. It's your decision. It's a free country, free world, free universe, all that shit, free real estate. Leave a dislike, you know what I'm saying? And leave a comment anyway, you know what I'm saying? Why not? If you stop by, thank you for stopping by. If you gonna stay with the gang, it's a party 24/7, boy. We always uploading, boy. It's been your boys Premature to God, and I'm out.